As the main SFL enters the new era and finishes with the championship game, the minor league joins in with that new era as well, with a new home for minor league football in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, as the Chicago Warriors debut their season here with a fantastic matchup against a storied franchise in the minors in the San Jose Flight tonight in Chicago. Good evening, everyone. Brett Solberg here to join you for some minor league action. Alongside me here is the buff of the stuff. It's Mark Lopez. Mark, you had one game here. You flew all the way from Lexington to Kentucky to get right over here to Chicago. How was the flight, and what are you expecting in this matchup?
The flight was good, but the games were better in that first block. I'm looking forward to this block of games. Hopefully we get an equally exciting matchup here. I mean, you got, as you mentioned, a new franchise in Chicago, San Jose themselves having a brand refresh. I'm looking at the newcomers who themselves are looking forward to this game, making a name for themselves, as hopefully we get to see that tonight and more.
And there's no more messing about here. Here we go. From Chicago, San Jose will start off taking the ball first and returning to the field there. We'll bring it down to the 26-yard line, and this will bring out that offense led by Vancouver development player Austin Blanco. Mark, what do you see out of Blanco here?
Well, Blanco was the second in total passing yards last season, so he's looking to replicate some of that in this game. If he's the one passing, I'm sure he's going to look to his open receivers and his top receivers, amongst which are Chris Sunseri, also of his teammate in the Major League.
And the first play, they go with a handoff to Tino Sosa, the rookie. As he gets a little bit of extension onto the right side, he sheds off a tackle and just barely gets the first down. And as we spoke about the players on offense, let's finish that boy up for San Jose. We've talked about Austin Blanco, and you have seen the 10-yard run from Tino Sosa. Don't forget about the fullback, number 47, Cooper Allen. Wide receiver core, probably one of the best in the minors. Chris Sunseri, Barney Burner from Las Vegas, and Devin Lloyd, the 6'1", 185 wide receiver. Tight ends, a duo set of Arnold Paca and James Jennings. First and 10 here at the 37 around. Blanco drops back to pass, hits it down the middle on a short pass, gets caught by Burner, and does get a 3-yard gain down the middle, sets up a 2nd and 7.
And he mentioned this receiving core, 3 wide receivers and 2 star tight ends. It's 5 total weapons that Austin Blanco will be able to throw to, not to mention Tino Sosa, who they could involve somewhat in the passing game too.
And keep an eye on Devin Floyd here. He is one of the few players in the minor leagues that is an incredible speedster down the field. Blanco sets up again. Another quick pass down the middle. Finds another receiver a little bit further for Chris Sunseri to catch, but he still manages it and gets a 3rd and 4.
Well, we saw one 10-yard rush by Tino Sosa. I wonder if they're going to call his number here in 3rd and 4. It is the I set with Sosa dotting the I. Could be a handoff to him.
Yeah, look for Cooper Allen to try to protect things, but they pass it off again. This time they go deep. Ed catches it. Barney Burner does on the right side. Quick and easy. Gets themselves on enemy territory. First down.
3 passes, all to 3 different targets. That was to Barney Burner and Austin Blanco. 3 for 3 tonight. Already 25 yards. He's looking hot. He's looking ready to go.
Yeah, and right now Chicago's starting to get a little bit on the ropes here defensively, as Blanco, like you said, starting to, change the level of vision here as he drops back again here on first down. Another deep pass to the right side, and Burner gets another open catch as the corners stay a little bit too far back, and that leads to another San Jose Flight first down.
That right side really looking like Austin Blanco's favorite spot to throw to the field. All 4 passes to his right side. Burner coming away with a nice route here, just underneath the defender. Defender outrunning his target too far.
Yeah, and Chicago corner Ryan Cook definitely needs to get himself a little bit more adjusted here in his first game with Chicago. hopefully maybe get things better on that right side. 1st and 10 once again. They go with that I formation, as you stated earlier. They're going to move Sanseri over to the right side, maybe overload things a little bit more. Another drop back for Blanco. A quick drop, but it's almost intercepted. A little bit of a short throw, and Michaela Foraker, the other star corner in that Chicago defense, almost gets her hands on it.
She already did. It just fell through her hands, bounced off her gloves, and that was a good defensive play. Almost an interception and almost a pick six. There was no one in front of Michaela on that play.
Yeah, and Michaela does have the speed and endurance to get to that end zone if she had that pick. But it's going to be San Jose getting a 2nd and 10. They're going to move Burner over to the slot side on the left. Play clock down to 4. Bring it down to 2 before a quick drop off there to Sosa as he drives it a little bit down the middle. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but it's still a positive gain nonetheless. 3rd and 8.
Yeah, the traffic jam down the middle really put a damper on that play. Sosa had some room to his left, perhaps didn't like what he saw there though, and he'll settle for 2. That'll bring out the empty set for San Jose.
Yeah, bringing the big guns now. 5 receivers out as Blanco 5-step drop hits it over the defender and into the hands of his Vancouver teammate Chris Sanseri, and San Jose strikes first. 6-0 for San Jose.
I mean, Blanco was calm under pressure. There had one pass rusher break loose. Almost got to him for a sack, but cool as a cucumber. Makes this nice throw to Sanseri. Sanseri, too. Nice route running in between the defense, making his way to the end zone. And that is 6 for San Jose. They put their first points on the board this season.
Yeah, Tyler Highfield, the strong safety, was there to defend the flats, but wasn't ready for a Blanco throw over his head. And now the kicker brings it up, gets an extra point, and is now 7 on the board for San Jose early on here in this first quarter. And what a way to start things off for San Jose. First drive and a quick score for them. What does that say for San Jose?
Well, at the very least, the offense is already up there in terms of chemistry, in terms of the cogs turning. It'll be now Chicago to have to prove and have the same thing said about their offense as they will bring out their offense in the field.
And they will bring that offense down the field, led by the kick returner there, as he gets himself to the 37-yard line. And now comes the Chicago offense, and all eyes are now set on Henry McGee, the consensus preseason #1 projected prospect of the draft coming in. Is Chicago going to lean heavily on McGee, or are we going to see a balanced effort led by quarterback Dylan Petty?
Petty does have about 6 star targets potentially to throw to, with 3 wideouts and 3 tight ends on that roster.
And we will get to that offensive lineup after this play here as they move McGee over to the slot side on the right. That's been a difficult word to say for me here. But now, play clock down the 5, and they will hand it off to the left side to Isaac Knox, their star running back, and gets a gain of 1. And let's talk about that Chicago offense here. We've talked about Dylan Petty, the rookie quarterback, and Isaac Knox. And let's talk about that wide receiver core. Henry McGee, Hingle McCringleberry, and Robbie Tarantino. Get this, Mark. 3 tight ends on the offense. Rochelle Johnson, Rod Ruiz II, and Tyler Gregory, along with star guard Tyler Spencer, as they toss it out again to Knox, this time to the right, and there is no protection whatsoever for Knox to move forward. He loses a yard on that, and very quickly for Chicago, it's a 3rd and 9.
And I think blocking was the key in those first 2 plays of blocking a little subpar, and we'll see if Isaac Knox can make plays for himself, but they're going to look to pass definitely in this play.
Spencer's definitely going to need to lead that blocking if he's going to give Sosa some space. Roll out to the left, and a wide open space, and that is easy as you do it. Chicago gets themselves a touchdown. We can take off the flag there. We're guessing probably a legal hit to the quarterback, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Put 6 on the board for Chicago there, and a quick response.
That was just a defensive breakdown. Nobody there in coverage. Nobody there to make potential tackle or touchdown saving tackle. That was all Dylan Petty fighting his man under duress too. And what a play. First touchdown for the Chicago franchise. Congratulations to them.
And look at this, almost 4 minutes into this game, we've got 14 points already on the board. And the biggest question I had with Dylan Petty's SFLm season here is he going to stay with the big boys like Austin Blanco? And right now, through the first drive, nice and easy as you do it. Now 7-7 altogether there. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the join the community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. San Jose gets a nice return up to the 26-yard line, and a pretty quick return for that San Jose offense. Are they going to slow things down like they did with their first drive, or are they going to look to respond very quickly here? Mark, what do you see?
I can see it happening both ways for sure. With Austin Blanco, his passing in the first drive, Brett was impeccable. Perfect passing. But also Tino Sosa providing that ground game, that solid ground game for them that really complemented the passing game. It could go both ways for sure, but we'll see.
Yeah, an early first drive that really got both sides of the offense really working for them. They fake the handoff and they go with a jet sweep over with Lloyd, and doesn't get much. The Chicago defense did a great job with Stuart Gotts, the Sioux Falls outside linebacker, coming in to get that tackle.
And usually plays like those benefit if the ball carrier is extra speedy but unable to get to that edge and get yards upfield.
And a quick drop off to Sosa here on second down, and they get that yard back, but again, that protection just isn't there for San Jose. And let's quickly go through that defense for Chicago here. The defensive line led by James Ramos and Brenda Puff, outside linebacker Stuart Gotts, we talked about him. Newest player on the block here for Chicago, inside linebacker Casper Haddock, along with Ryan Cook, Michaela Foraker, and Tyler Highfield, and the secondary, as the pass from Blanco gets deflected on a very tight one-on-one battle between Chris Sunseri, and it looked to be Ryan Cook on that deflection, forces a fourth down.
Yeah, that was the heated up one-on-one battle that Sunseri this time lost. I gotta say though, Austin Blanco turned to that right side of the field a lot this game, and maybe Chicago Warriors honing in on that play, that side of that zone of the field.
Yeah, San Jose will definitely have to adjust, as Chicago's already adjusted on that right side as the punt goes off. Returner gets maybe a yard afterwards and gets themselves to the Chicago 44-yard line. Now, back to Dylan Petty once again, just a minute after scoring a touchdown that felt super easy for him. Now leads a Chicago drive here with 5 minutes left in this first quarter. It's been a long first quarter already at this point, but Chicago does not mind this at all as they have the ball at the 44-yard line here. Running back on the offside of the left side here. They're going to motion a receiver. That's going to be Hingle McCringleberry off to the slot side on the right. Five-step drop for Petty. He slings it down the middle. It's intercepted. Great coverage from the Fort Worth cornerback, Tavius Gordon, to stay one-on-one with his man, and very quickly, Petty and the offense are off the field.
Look at this coverage right here underneath the receiver, and that pass was also poorly selected. Dylan Petty throwing unfortunately his first interception of his young career here in the minor leagues, and that'll bring out San Jose Flight back on the field after one play.
And if you look at who it was targeted to, it was Henry McGee, and I'd have to think San Jose defense has keyed in on McGee the whole week to make sure that he gets no catches in this game. So far, so good. Now back on the field is Austin Blanco and company. Play clock down to 4 here on first down. They're going to hand it off to Sosa. He's going to shed a tackle and gets a nice 7-yard gain on that one. 2nd and 3.
Sosa with one of the bigger frames in the position with 6'1", 215, and yet looking slippery in there. shaking and jiving all around the defenders. As you mentioned, breaking that one tackle, he'll pick up 7 for the team.
Yeah, and for any running back, whether it be the minors or the majors here, if you can get a gain of 4 or more, you have to consider that a successful first down play. They're going to hand it off again to Sosa, and once again, pressure brought from the Chicago defense. Stuart Gotts is going to be that linebacking leader on that Chicago core. Gets him right at the line.
The big storyline in the major league has been, defending the run, as there have been so many good rushers in the major league. And the minor league, that running defense, at least in this game, we're seeing that it is a priority as well.
And they're going to go with a third straight drive here with a run, and it's a wide open space for Tino Sosa to get himself at least 15 yards on that one. 1st and 10 for San Jose.
I think Sosa also destroyed Casper Haddock in the last second there with a huge tackle. That might not be Haddock getting brought down, but huge hits by Sosa, getting the first down. That was basically all him before being brought down.
First third down conversion of the game for San Jose brings them to inside the 40-yard line of Chicago territory. They have an offset eye, and they're going to bring Sosa out for a 4th straight run, but gets stuffed right away by Haddock. The guy that didn't get stuffed, that was 37 earlier on that play. He redeems, I guess, that defense by getting to Sosa right away for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, and good job by him shooting the gap there and reading that run play at the snap, pretty much, making a nice tackle on Sosa.
High set formation set up for San Jose as Blanco steps back and tries to find his receiver, James Jennings, but the deflection from Tyler Highfield says 3rd and 11 for San Jose.
This time, the passing defense by Chicago is pretty good. The first drive, they allowed 100% of passes to be complete. This time, I think we've only seen one completion this drive. Everything has been on the ground.
Another 3rd down here for San Jose. They're going to bring 4 receivers. And they're going to have Devin Lloyd go to that left side, getting really close to look to be one of the other receivers. Blanco steps back, finds a little bit of time, and it's in and out of the hands of Sanseri. Great coverage from the secondary of Chicago, forcing a 4th down. And you have to believe this would be punting territory, as it's a little bit too far for their kicker.
Credit to Tyler Highfield, that newcomer in Chicago, strong safety, with a nice coverage there, the pressure forcing the drop. And as you mentioned, it's going to force a punt as well.
And with Highfield being part of that new wave of defense that is a little bit shorter, but they'll take it. 6'1", 200 pounds. It's not too bad. At first, that punt looked a little bit short, but San Jose got a favorable bounce on that and will drop inside the 20-yard line. So Chicago will have a little bit extra work to do on this 3rd drive. Now, looking at Dylan Petty, he just threw an interception to Devias Gordon on his last throw. What does a quarterback like Petty need to do to calm things down and drive the Chicago offense?
I mean, the cliche is to have the memory of a goldfish, forget that interception, and just keep going at it. It's a handoff, though, here.
Delayed handoff to Isaac Knox, and it does get them 6 yards off that left side, which is going to work for them. 2nd and 4. Now let's talk about that San Jose flight before this first quarter ends. Defensive line is headlined by the Carolina development player in Stephen Forbes. 2 outside linebackers are the crew there. Shin Yaneda and William Patterson are the guys to look for. Cornerbacks, we've already seen Devias Gordon with the interception, along with Sidney Galloway, and free safety Des Seeker, one of the returning players, as Isaac Knox gets himself a 1st down. Nice 5 yards on the off right side. Good protection from the offensive line to get that 1st down.
Yeah, that's some good running by Knox right there before being tackled by Des Seeker, just as you mentioned his name to round out the defense of San Jose, but it is a 1st down nonetheless, and that'll keep the chains going for Chicago.
That's all important for the confidence of Dylan Petty as they hand the ball off, this time to one of the backup halfbacks that gets a yard out of it, and they'll still take it as positive yardage. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, there were blocks for sure there, but credit the defense for sending extra bodies to make the tackle and overwhelmed by numbers.
Second down, there's going to be a quick drop-off, and again, Tobias Gordon almost gets his hands on it, almost grabs his second interception. San Jose knew immediately it was going to be a short pass, 3rd and 9.
Definitely read that play like a book, essentially. And yeah, another 3rd and long. We saw the 3rd and long by San Jose be deflected. Now it's going to be Petty to try to answer the call.
And they're going to quickly empty this set here as Isaac Knox is going to move to the left side, closest to almost a tight end spot as they throw deep, and there's a flag up on the field, possibly pass interference.
Looks like it is, and that is unfortunate for San Jose, who could have gotten themselves off the field here.
And remember, for the fans of the SFL and the minor league, the referees are looking at whether or not the defender impeded the path of the receiver. And looking at Tyler Gregory's path, he was impeded. So they're going to give him the first down here. Fresh set, and again, just gaining a little bit more confidence to this young quarterback in Petty.
Well, he's lining up an empty set in first down. He is really aggressive here, and I kind of like that for Petty.
They're going to move Isaac Knox in a wide receiver position in between the two receivers on the left. Petty drop back on 5 steps, throws it deep, and it's almost deflected again. This time, Des Seeker gets himself involved with the football. And I don't mind that gutsiness from Dylan Petty on first down.
Yeah, that keeps the defense on edge, really spacing them out. I do like what the defense did there to adjust. They were overloaded on the right side, but as the pass came through, eventually the defense shifted to that side, and suddenly there was no open man.
And Petty drop back once again here on second down. And it's intercepted again! And there's plenty of space to move down the field for San Jose. Only one man to beat, and he gets stifled at the 13-yard line. San Jose's defense has been for Dylan Petty here in this first quarter.
They did their homework. They read this play, and a nice interception. That was number 52. Backup linebacker with forcing the second interception of Dylan Petty, and San Jose defensively have been on point tonight.
Looked to be a crossing route in between Boyer, and it looked to be intended for Hingle McCringleberry, but Boyer gets his hands on it, and San Jose with prime starting field possession all the way at the 13-yard line to start things off, and they're going to go trips bunch on the right as Blanco steps back to pass. They're going to go short over to Barney Burner. That's going to get 4 yards for second down.
Austin Blanco also wants to get his confidence back up, as the last drive has been less than stellar. More incompletions than completions, and a nice short pass there for sure will help.
Yeah, you have to think from Blanco's perspective. Starting off hot in that first drive, and then second, not so hot as Sosa sheds 2 tacklers and has wide open space on the left side, gets to the house, and San Jose, just 2 plays in, gets themselves a touchdown, 13-7.
His first touchdown of his young rising SFLm career, his young SFL career, and congratulations and welcome to the league, Tino Sosa. Nice running up there. Also made a nice broken tackle, and we're highlighting the blocks here, but that was nice running by Sosa.
And full credit to the fullback, Cooper Allen, with 2 key blocks. Shedding off that first one to have him a little bit off balance so Sosa could shed him off, and then blocking that second man to help Sosa extend out further to the left side was really key in getting that touchdown. And now they're reaping all the benefits as they're going to get the extra point up and good here. 14-7 is your score. And there you see it, a quick 2-play drive starting at the 13-yard line gets themselves back in lead.
That is 100% defense turning into offense. That was on the back of an interception and quick 7 points off of that turnover.
Chicago will get this right back here, starting at about the 7-yard line is the returner. He gets a good chunk of yardage. up to the 29. Bobby Tarantino doing great work on kick returns early in this first quarter. Now Chicago, once again, focusing back on Dylan Petty. He's young, he may be inexperienced, but he definitely has the capability of turning things back around here. Just needs to calm things out a little bit, and this ain't bad. Offset, halfback once again, and they're gonna move a receiver to overload that left side. Play clock down to 8 here. 1st and 10 for Chicago. And it will be a toss play to Isaac Knox as he gets decent protection on that left side. It's one of the reasons why you overload that one side. Help out with your running back. Get 6 yards.
That worked as planned, picking up 6 yards. You mentioned the key blocks there, but also Knox jumping over one defender, giving himself a chance at a couple more yards.
Knox ain't going to be the fastest running back in this SFLm core, but he's definitely going to give some defenses a troubling time if he can get open. Once again, a handoff to Knox as he sheds off one tackle, but can't get through that second one. That's Boyer once again. He's been making an impact in this first quarter, and it's going to be quickly 3rd down.
52 with the nice tackle and the edge, and I think that edge blocking versus the edge tackling will be key, as it looks like Chicago likes attacking the sides of the line.
And there you have it for the first quarter, jam-packed with offense and defense for your pleasure. San Jose has the early 14-7 lead in the first quarter. This is the SFLm here on YouTube. Welcome back to Chicago, Illinois. I'm Brett Solberg alongside my partner Marcus Alexander Lopez here in Chicago as Dylan Petty and company look to get this game back to an even ground. 14-7 here as they have a 3rd and 4. Petty drops back. He's got one receiver over the left side in double coverage, but finds himself a catch. Great work from Henry McGee.
Beautiful catching work here. And that is under duress, under pressure with an extra tackler to make the hit, and he just hangs on. That's what you like to see from your receivers. Get that ball and hang on to it.
And again, we talked about this in this first quarter. McGee is going to be the key on San Jose's defense. You saw the double coverage, and if he can get open, it's going to be a tough time for San Jose. Toss to the left side for Isaac Knox, and he's going to power his way through for 9.5 yards. A quick 2nd and inches for Chicago.
And this time, nobody providing extra edge help, and that is a one-on-one situation for Knox breaking the tackle, and then before being forced down for the San Jose defense.
Yeah, in San Jose, they might be keying in on Dylan Petty and forcing him to 2 interceptions, but if Isaac Knox can get himself involved like he has in this drive, it's going to be a tough time. 2nd and inches. They're going to move one of the tight ends over outside to the right.
Defense trying to play contain, it looks like.
Still have 5 on the line, and they're going to toss to the opposite side as a little bit of misdirection from that motion play gets a 1st down for Chicago.
Credit to Shin Yoneda seeing that play develop to that left side of the field and jumping the gun quick, making that tackle. That was only a 1-yard gain. It's still a 1st down for them, but in another circumstance, that would have been a good tackle by Yoneda.
Delayed handoff to Knox, and I don't think that San Jose defense was prepared for that little bit of a draw play. Great work from Dylan Petty to misdirect that San Jose defense, gets 5 yards out of it.
Solid 5 yards, and another 5 yards, maybe another handoff as they line up in the offset eye here. Heavy set.
Very heavy set, really helping that left side. You have to think they might just hand it off to that left side, and they do in a toss play in wide open space for Isaac Knox as he sheds a tackle, and he continues running past the 20 and gets stuffed right around the 16-yard line, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Dylan Petty, who struggled a little bit here with Isaac Knox starting to heat things up.
Yeah, and he called it providing support on that left side. That is where the ball went. I'm surprised that's not where the defense went. Nobody shifted to that side, and they made them pay. San Jose made them pay, Brett. That was a lot of yards. That was good blocking and running by Knox, and they find themselves inside the red zone.
Yeah, big play for Chicago to get themselves back on track. It hasn't been by either McGee or Petty. It's been through that running back core handoff to their backup this time. And they get 4 yards out of it. This protection has really improved over the last 5 minutes for Chicago's offense, which has done great work to get Knox and Smith open as well.
Seems like their game plan, for the most part, has been attacking the edges, and that has worked wonders for them. Here's the late handoff, though.
Yeah, delayed handoff, and it looked like San Jose was ready for any middle run from Knox this time, as they stuff him for only a yard, and now it's going to be 3rd and 3 here for Chicago.
They want to get a first down, as I mean, 3 points would be good, but a touchdown would tie it, and they'd like that more.
And they're inching closer to inside the 10 as they drop back and immediately stuffed to the ground. And you talk about earth-shattering hits to the quarterback. William Patterson finds himself the quarterback to smash to the ground. And just like that, 4th down.
They rushed 6, and that was enough to overload this front line. They only had Tyler Spencer as the star offensive lineman, and that's not enough to prevent the sack.
And again, talking about those new age defenders that we see, they're a little bit shorter, they're a little bit lighter, which means they're going to be a little bit faster. Patterson being 6'3", 225, as the kick is stoinked off the left side and is missed. Hudson James coming in, and you could see that kick when it happened, just immediately went left, and doink goes the clown, and misses it. Unfortunately for San Jose, do not get the points.
How unfortunate is this for Chicago? They had 2 turnovers followed by a missed field goal, and they are scratching their heads. Why is nothing going their way?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate to see from Chicago, but they have the players to bounce it back, and it starts with this defensive drive as the handoff to Tino Sosa goes right down the middle, and he pushes forward with 2 defenders grabbing on him for 5 yards, sets up a 2nd and 5.
I mean, that was technically a nice collapse by the defense to contain the middle, but Sosa just powered through to generate 3 extra yards despite the hits.
And Sosa's going to be a tough one to grab. He's 6'1", 215, but he's a muscular 215. Another handoff. This time they're going to get it to their other running back, and he's just going to hit right at the line. Again, Stuart Gotts is going to be that guy that's probably going to key in on running backs, especially throughout the rest of this game here. 3rd and 5.
For a linebacker, he is one of the heavier builds, 255 pounds, 6'3", could play on the line. That delivers a huge hit.
And a quick drop for Blanco. Tries to find his man on the left side, and that was Barney Burner, but that looked to be triple coverage, led by Michaela Foraker, and very quickly, the Chicago defense gives the offense another chance. 4th and 5 for San Jose as they have the punting unit out.
And that's good. That's good. Off of, an unfortunate series of events for your offense, give your offense another chance with your strong defense. That is exactly what they did, and they delivered.
Nice punt from the punter for San Jose is going to pin a little bit deeper for Chicago, but they get 5 yards out of it. And right now, there it is. Henry McGee is your key player here tonight. Like I said earlier, he is the preseason #1 overall pick so far, with his blazing speed and agility down the field. Right now, only has 1 catch to his name, but we still have 2.5 quarters left to go. There's still a lot to prove in this game, as Chicago will probably be a little bit more pass heavy if they continue with this 14-7 deficit. 1st and 10, 3 receivers out, offset is the running back. They're going to move McCringleberry onto the left. Ready to drop back on a 3-stepper and gets himself his target on the right side. It's going to be Bobby Tarantino. That's his first catch of the game, and that's going to be a quick 1st down for Chicago.
Bobby Tarantino, welcome to the league. Nice catch there. First catch of his career as well. You see here, Petty's numbers has it 2 interceptions, but the one touchdown keeping him still in pace to have a solid outing tonight.
And as long as he can stay patient in that pocket, and if that offensive line can keep that pocket steady and firm for him, he's gonna have a good time. So he just needs to stay patient. He needs to find his open receivers, which he's done pretty decent so far. They're moving McCringleberry again, motioning this time to the right side.
McGee in a 1-on-1 at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, one-on-one, but they're going to hand it off to Isaac Knox here, and he's going to get himself a couple shedded tackles. And it takes a cornerback that was about 6 yards deep to get to Knox, but not until he gets 8 yards out of that 2nd and 2.
That's a nice blocking by McGee right there, able to remain on his defender, who would have almost shed McGee, but McGee stayed in front of him. That was an extra couple of yards provided for Knox.
Yeah, very good work from McGee, as the kids these days would call him a skinny boy at 6'2", 191. Again, another toss to the left side this for Knox here, and there is enough blocking to get that first down. And you can hear from Mark, there was plenty of space on that left side if he could have broke open a little bit more.
Absolutely, he could have, that's for sure. So you got to credit San Jose recovering quick on that play, forcing the tackle. It is a first down, though, and they are so close. They're already in scoring position.
Oh, pass from Petty is a little bit short on Henry McGee, and there's maybe one of the downsides of having a speedy, fast receiver like McGee. Maybe a little bit too fast, and the pass falls short, 2nd and 10.
True. Maybe another question would be, was that a chemistry issue? Could that ball have been thrown sooner? But it's only the first game of the season. Adjustments will be made for sure.
Absolutely. Again, another drop-off and a one-handed catch from McGee, and that is what you get out of the highest possibly paid SFLm player in the league. What a fantastic catch, and I dare say it right now, that is your nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. What a catch from Henry McGee.
I know. Very pretty. One-handed, cradles the ball as he hangs onto it. That's Henry hands McGee eventually.
Another drop back for Petty as his confidence starting to shine a little bit again. Looking for McGee, well covered in the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete there. Tobias Gordon, again, had the first interception of this game here. He's a key defensive player of this matchup, and he's probably going to be on McGee through the rest of the game.
I couldn't agree more. He made that play. That's a similar position he was in when he got an interception. He was underneath McGee, preventing any pass, and this time only deflecting that. So Dylan Petty sighing a sigh of relief.
And an early update here under the first quarter in Philadelphia. 14-3 are the Cougars ahead of the Albuquerque Adams, as there is a potential catch, and that might be pass interference on the defender that was trying to stop McGee. Maybe a little bit too late on the coverage, which is going to lead to a 1st and goal at the 1 for the Warriors.
Oh boy, that is a painful penalty because of how it sets up this next play for Chicago.
You can tell the defender was just trying to get in front of McGee, just couldn't turn his body around, and just got right in the path of McGee himself. And again, he might be a skinny boy, but those legs are looking like tree trunks when he's staying in that position. Nonetheless, 1st and goal for Chicago inside the 1. And you have to think this will go one way and one way only, with the big man in Isaac Knox, all 6'3", 235 of him. But instead, they're going to go with a quick drop-off, and they're looking for McCringleberry at the end of the end zone near the out-of-bounds line in the backfield, and it's incomplete, 2nd and goal.
I think Chicago was thinking the same way you were, where it's like, there's only one way this could go, so let's surprise them with the other option. But San Jose were keyed in on that play. It deflected that ball.
Yeah, key credit to the Seattle trio of Harper, Patak, and Fullerton. Truly misdirect things is Isaac Knox, wide open space on the right side. Great blocking from the Chicago offensive front bring this game to a 1-point deficit. Chicago gets another score.
Touchdown by Knox. You mentioned it. They made it look easy, but those blocks were what started it all. Knox really just had to walk the red carpet, essentially. That's another 6 on the board, and they will tie it here with this extra point.
A big confidence boost for the Chicago Warriors offense, who has struggled a little bit with ups and downs, as the extra point is good from Hudson James this time. Now brings it to a 14-all matchup, and now with 3:19 left in the second quarter, San Jose has a little bit of time to do some work and potentially end this first half with the lead back in their hands if they'd like to. But it starts off with this return as James will kick this baby into the 4-yard line, and the returner gets right down the middle of the field and is stopped right by the first defender he sees. Curtis gets to the 25-yard line. And now, Mark, I pose you this question. If you're if you're San Jose, you just saw Chicago go down the field and score, and with 3:15 left, what would your game plan be to end the first half?
Well, if I were them, I'd like to be the last team to hold the ball this half. So maybe not necessarily take it easy, but try to keep it on the ground. They won't. They'll throw it here, and
oh boy! And they call it a fumble. It was behind the line of scrimmage, and it's recovered by Michaela Foraker, 6'4", 200 pounds, coming in handy with her long arms, and just like that, Chicago has a chance to take the lead.
Ooh, I wonder if they're gonna take a look at this and say it's a backwards pass. I don't think so. It looked kind of sideways, kind of forwards, and they won't. We won't see the red carpet. The red laundry, and they'll take it. Ooh, not what I wanted to see out of San Jose. We said they wanted to be the last to hold the ball, and then they just hand the ball back.
Yeah, and it's again another prime field position, this time for Chicago, as they get themselves inside the 30, and Knox gets himself another 9 yards. And going back to that play there, did the quick drop back for Blanco really hurt that play in itself? Should he have done a 3-step drop instead to throw it off on that swing pass?
And definitely that's, a matter of hindsight. It's 2020, but they gotta tackle the now here, and San Jose now need to handle the defensive side against Knox, who has been on fire this drive. Here's another run by him.
Yeah, and again, just nice work to open up that gap from the offensive line, and that's all they need, another first down. And they might be thinking what you're thinking here, Mark. Just hold on to the ball for however long you can at this point as the clock ticks close to that 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. For Chicago, can they get themselves another score before the half ends? Well, signs point towards good right now. 3 receivers, that offset running back on the opposite side. They're delaying the handoff to Knox, and he continues to get that wide open space. Not 6 yards of running before he gets even touched. 2nd and 4, now inside the 10.
That was a nice play call because the wideouts, everyone cleared out the field, and that just gave Knox room down the middle.
The 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. Chicago has shifted momentum. They've tied this game at 14 apiece and now threatening for more. A big question if you're a Chicago fan is, what is Petty and company going to do? We've seen this formation before, a heavy set on the left side with that fullback on that offset left. They're going to move one of the tight ends. That's going to be Gregory over to that right side. And it's still going to be that toss play to Knox. He's going to shed a tackle on the line of scrimmage, but gets stuffed right at the line. It's going to be Boyer once again being a key tackler and a key player on this defense for San Jose. Now it's going to be 3rd and 3 for Chicago's offense.
I want to credit Tobias Gordon as well, slowing down Knox on the initial hit to give Boyer enough time to clean up, and that'll set up 3rd down And this would be a key stop for them if they can prevent a touchdown here.
Another heavy set, but San Jose's bringing 6 to the line, and it's great blocking
Oh,
again
that's it.
from Chicago as Isaac Knox gets nobody to touch him before he hits the end zone. And for the first time in this game, Chicago takes the lead.
And what a way to do it. He has his own entourage in front of him. This was pretty much a flip side of the previous touchdown, where there were key blocks, to the right side. This time it's on the left side. And it's the different story, same result, touchdown.
And I said this earlier, Chicago in this second quarter has been great with their protection of Petty and their blocking for Knox to get himself his yards. Hudson James once again right down the middle, this time for his extra point. And for the first time, Chicago has a 7-point lead. San Jose's got a response to do still with 1:27 left to go. Chicago's ready to kick this off, and we are underway once again. Another booming kick, this time right at the goal line. Returner gets himself decent blocking a little bit forward, but once again gets stifled around that 25-26 yard line. And now, with 81 seconds left in this first half, is this going to be a little bit of desperation time since Chicago has now scored 14 unanswered points?
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm sure they're going to want to test the waters for this first play of the drive. If they get a solid amount of yards, a second and short, second and medium, I think they might keep going for it. If they get stuffed in this play, or this is an incompletion, they may play more conservatively the rest of the half.
I've got trusted players if they want to go past. They've got Blanco, who tosses it, trying to get to Sunseri, who has been his favorite target so far in this game. Well covered by Foraker. That's going to be 2nd and 10.
Arnold Paka actually could have had a chance in that catch too. I think the trajectory had him in the line of the trajectory, but couldn't come away with a catch. The defense playing solid there against Sunseri.
High formation on 2nd down for San Jose. It's another drop back, this time a short one. This time they're going to get that
nice
swing
block.
pass off for Tino Sosa, and there's some nice blocking along with a shedded tackle, and he's going to cross the first down marker and then some, and that'll be your first timeout for San Jose.
Barney Burner came out of nowhere, came from upfield to provide a tackle backwards, not a tackle, a block for Tino Sosa to break free, and what a play by Barney Burner.
$5 super chat from John Fullerton. 55 people watching and only 25 likes. I like his thinking. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and 10. They're going to have the empty set for San Jose. They're going to move a receiver over to the right side. Deep drop for Blanco. He's going to throw it a little short, but it's caught by Sunseri with a nice catch and run on the sideline. That's going to get another quick first down. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
That was almost a no-look catch by Sunseri, catching it below the knees, no less. Not really a no-look, but he catches it in stride, makes the catch. It's another first down, and also runs out of bounds. He did every good possible thing he could have done there.
It's that, that leadership that you come to get from the development players like Sunseri and like Blanco, who threw a picture-perfect pass that only Sunseri could catch. Now San Jose in enemy territory in just 2 plays. And they're again going to swing this out to Sosa, and he's going to block. What a hit to Ryan Cook. Gets 5 yards out of it, but Ryan Cook, welcome to the Shadow Realm.
Sosa putting in the sauce in that hit as he just delivers punishment. Will pick up 5 yards, and once again running out of bounds. They know the assignment, and they're doing what they need to do.
Yeah, smart players from San Jose. You can see on this 2-minute drill, they're focused on using as little time as possible. Another quick drop, and they're going to throw it to the out. This time it's going to go to Devin Lloyd. He's got that speed. He's got that capability. And again, they go out of bounds, stopping the clock here.
Devin Lloyd, one of the shorter players on the field, coming in at 6 feet flat, 185. But he got the speed, he got the hands, and good enough for a catch on that out route, setting up 3rd and short.
You know, with this new era of football, it's going to be more of a benefit to have those shorter receivers that are known for their speed, because they're going to be faster than, say, a 6'6" wide receiver, such as, you know, a Brett Killian or a Chris Curtis. Another deep drop for Blanco, and that's a little bit low, but he finds Arnold Paca, the tight end. It's the first time we've talked about a tight end on San Jose's offense. Another first down and another timeout called, their second.
Well, he's the 6'6" player on San Jose's side of the offense, but he makes a catch down below his knees, almost a shoelace catch, bends down his entire frame and securing that ball. Nice play by the tight end.
And he's a big boy as well, 6'6", 265. Yeah, that's a brooding big boy there. Another pass this time to Lloyd and gets stuffed by just getting 2 yards. Another $5 super chat, this time from Dylan Petty. And he says, if he gets a QB run, it's done, son. Well, let's see if your coordinators get yourself a quarterback draw, or even you know, a little bit of a type attack kind of designed run play. But right now, San Jose's moving down the field. They're going to move Lloyd over to the right side. Still staying in that slot position, though. They've got Sosa right beside Blanco in shotgun. And a quick pass off. And I don't think that Sunseri was quite ready for that pass. I don't think his route was formed yet before Blanco threw it out. So that's going to be 3rd and 7 on this incompletion.
That was definitely a quick throw by Blanco. You know who was ready, though? The defense, as they were just on top of Sunseri all throughout that 1 second development of a play.
100%. That was at least double coverage on that. Trips on your right side. They're going to have 2 go on the inside. They're going to go throw left this time. And out of the hands of the receiver. And that might be a little bit of a blessing in disguise for Chicago. 4th and 7 with 38 ticks left.
This will 100% be a field goal attempt by San Jose. 35-yard attempt. That's about where Chicago missed their last field goal. We'll see if they punch this in.
And San Jose does not have a contracted kicker on this team. And there you see the example of a difference between a contracted and non-contracted kicker. Wide right, and surprisingly enough, this game has now had 2 missed field goals.
That's very wide right, to say the least, as it sails all the way. Could have sailed past the netting, but that'll give Chicago a good chance. Look at where they are, 25-yard line with 35 seconds and all timeout.
Yeah, and if they want to be aggressive and get this game to a 2-score lead, this would be the time. Moving again, receiver, that's been Kringleberry. He's been that slot receiver, but they're going to hand it off to Knox. And he's going to be stuffed right away. Sidney Galloway getting to him last. And it looks like Chicago is content with this 7-point lead. They're not really quick to the gun. Now they are. They might want to get at least 1 or 2 plays off if they like to on the second 11. And this formation has done really well for them. Delayed handoff to Knox will get himself some room. And gives themselves 6 yards. They're not going to call timeout. And that looks to be the end of a first half that has been wild on both offensive and defensive sides. But the home team, Chicago Warriors, have scored 14 unanswered points to take the lead coming into halftime, 21-14. Mark, what has been the first half impressions on both sides for you?
Has been ups and downs, mostly ups for sure. San Jose punching first and punching early with the 14-7 lead. But Chicago, you know, they had 3 unfortunate drives, 2 interceptions in a row, and then the missed field goal to follow those 2 interceptions, and yet they find themselves up 7 points. And I think that just goes to show that their offense, they have the firepower to push through and deliver points. They have scored 21-14. And meanwhile, their defense clamping up San Jose, who were scoreless in the second quarter.
Another $5 super chat that I have to get to before the second half starts from, again, Dylan Petty. If you have more money than that, can I ask you to pay my student loans up at this point? $5 super chat that says, they call me petty, but I'm far from it. If there's a door in this game, I'm gonna shut it. And right now, Dylan, you've shown yourself in this first quarter that you're nothing to push against at this point. Good first half from you, but you've got another half of football to go, as Chicago will get the ball to start off in this second half, and they could really make some damage if they want to. And here we go, the second half is about to begin. San Jose kicks it a little bit short here, and they're going to start the run at the 15-yard line. And that's going to be good field position after Tarantino gets to the 32-yard line. And now, Dylan Petty, now that you've made all that talk, let's see if you can get that first drive of the second half out of you with some points.
I wonder if the kicker, after that missed field goal, brought it into the locker room and out of this half. A little below average kick, and Chicago starting in very good field position, 32-yard line.
Yeah, and then going back to that kicking point that you said earlier, Gunny in the chat makes a good point. The Pittsburgh kicker was 1 of 2 as well, so there's been some early inconsistencies from the special teams units here through the first 2.5 games of the season of the SFLm. Dylan Petty now drops back. It's a 3-step drop and almost in the hands of a defender. Looked to be Tobias Gordon that was almost ready to grab that interception, but Galloway gets his hands on that football to drop it down. 2nd and 10.
That was intended for Gregory. 6'7", his tallest target on the field right there. Dylan Petty actually probably would have wanted to throw that higher as opposed to further, but it's an incompletion nonetheless.
Look, I'm just trying to get my guy to 6'6", and we have tight ends that are 6'7". Now you're just teasing me here, Irvine. Isaac Knox, again, gets himself another 5 yards, and he has been really an X factor to the Chicago offense that's really helped open up some routes for the receivers and open up opportunities for Dylan Petty as they go 3rd and 5.
Look at that, 21 carries, almost 98 yards, or almost 100 yards. Exactly 98 yards. 4.7 average, that is solid.
Yeah, and you need that solid numbers, and Petty almost gets tackled on a loss there, but good blocking, but overthrows his receiver just a little bit. Tobias Gordon there for the coverage, leads to Chicago punting it here, 4th and 5.
San Jose hanging on here. That was a good defensive outing by them. So what was that? That was holding Petty to 0 out of 2 attempts on that drive.
A nice punt from Chicago that's going to start at around the 16-yard line. Gets a nice 11-yard punt return. That's going to set San Jose up at the 27-yard line. And again, you see it here, enough open space to get that run up inside, up past the 25-yard line. And now Chicago, this will be their first chance to tie this game. And Blanco, perchance, maybe needs to calm things down himself. They're going to go with the I formation with the main fullback being directly behind Blanco. They're going to move one of their tight ends to the outside. It's going to be a handoff to Sosa. Not a lot of space, and Stuart Gotts gets to him very quickly for just a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, gotta agree. That was a nice play by Gotts, rushing on the outside and then cutting inside, reading that handoff, and nice tackle there. Good defense by the Chicago. It's 2nd and 9, though.
2nd and 9. It's going to be trips to the left. And again, another backwards pass, and Stuart Gotts gets his hands on the football. Another backwards pass from the San Jose offense. Gifts the ball to Chicago.
Practically gifts it there. Not even close. Not even close to Sosa. It's another turnover off of a fumbled pass in the backwards pass.
And I think that might be a play that we won't see again in San Jose's playbook moving forward. That's the second time that they've been stung with a Tino Sosa dropped pass, essentially, that led to a fumble. And Chicago is seeing red right now. They got blood in their eyes, and they got an empty set that finds Hingle McCringleberry for a first down, and very, very quickly, one play, first and goal.
This is another case. The previous fumble was also in this position, and it's pretty much turnovers turning to points for the opponent. It looks like Chicago, as you mentioned, seeing red, smelling blood in the water. It's first and goal. They're raring to get another 6-7 points on the board.
And if I was part of that Chicago coaching staff, I'd be aggressive too at this point. You want to break this lead open because it's been close throughout the entirety of this first half. Now it's your first chance to get your hands a 2-score lead, so why not? Petty with a deep drop, and it's intercepted! Boyer once again gets to Petty right in front of the receiver and turns the tides back around for San Jose as they will start their drive at the 15-yard line.
What is going on? Boyer is playing out of his mind here. Whoa, what a turnover. You mentioned about this is their chance to take over this game, but what about Boyer, who has been on top of this game all night?
Yeah, and they were looking for the big man at the end zone, Tyler Gregory, all 6'7" of him. And Boyer gets his hands on the football and again breathes life for this San Jose offense to get back. 1st and 10, they got split backs. 2 receivers on the left, and they're going to move one of the receivers onto the right side. It's going to be Sunseri moving around. Play clock down to 6. They're taking their time to get this ball in. Down to 2, they get it with a quick drop, and they're just going to shovel it off to Sunseri, who's got plenty of space on that right side. Nobody got to him before he gets past the first down marker. A very well-executed trick play, I would say, gets San Jose a first down.
That's an interesting play to have in the playbook, the nice shovel there. Sunseri being a nice ball runner, ball carrier himself with his speed, picking up the first down there, moving them up towards their 28-yard line.
Blanco again drops back, gets a little bit of patience, and finds his target once again, Devin Lloyd. That's his 3rd or 4th catch now in this game, and gets a 9.5-yard reception on that catch. 2nd and inches.
Blanco, 13 of 21, started about perfect, and now 30 of 21, 1 touchdown, 128 yards. That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good numbers, better than some quarterbacks in the SFL on some weeks as they push Tino Sosa forward and get the first down. And that's what I need to see more of from this San Jose offense, is a little bit more love for Tino Sosa. Get those open gaps involved to get him some extra runs. 1st and 10, once again, they go split backs. It's going to be a delayed draw handoff, but Chicago all ready for it. Casper Haddock, the inside linebacker, gets to Sosa behind the line. 2nd and 13. $4.99 super chat from Nicholas Frossel. He says, no worries, I just told Blanco on the sideline that we pass forward in American football. He might have been a little bit too distracted, playing second fiddle to Christian Brown this season, that he forgot it's a forward pass. 2nd and 13, they're moving receiver over to the right side. Quick drop, and again, this time it's intercepted!
What?
James Ramos, the defensive end on the right side, gets his hands on again that quick drop pass to Tino Sosa that has not worked all game. This time Ramos gets to it.
Oh my goodness. A big guy interception as a defensive end takes that away. I mean, that play has got to get out of the playbook. Never again.
Very easily. And I would say James Ramos ain't a big guy. He might be a medium-sized man. He's 6'6", but only 250 pounds. So that agile ability is able for him. And they're going to delay that handoff to Knox once again. Gets another 5 yards. And for Chicago, it's like we're running it back again. Another forced turnover deep inside enemy territory. Can they knock it inside the end zone this time? And 2nd and 5, they're going to go with a heavy set here. And again, that right side really being protected by those tight ends. They're going to go up the middle this time with Knox. And he's going to break free, open past the second level, and he's going to trot his way to the end zone. Isaac Knox with his 3rd touchdown of the game. breaks this lead open for Chicago, and for the first time, we've got ourselves a multi-score lead.
Hat trick as Isaac Knox just destroys the defense on his way to the end zone. I mean, sure, he had the nice initial blocking in the beginning, but then everything else was all him, Brett. It was just both strength, finesse, and then speed at the end there to just burn the defense for 6.
How Canadian of you, a hat trick for Isaac Knox. And what a way to debut yourself in the SFLm to get yourself a trio of touchdowns before the end of the third quarter. Chicago now up 28-14, and momentum is fully on their side. Have you ever wanted to be a play-by-play or analyst broadcaster? We are looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for this minor league and next major league season. I'm looking at you, Tino Sosa, Caleb Giffis, TJ Harper. I'd love to hear your voice. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get more involved and get your voice on the call. I'm looking at you, John Fullerton. You've got a nice voice too. First and 10 at the 20-yard line for San Jose. They've got to pick things up here offensively, as it's been a last couple drive woes for them. They just got to shake this off and just keep moving forward. Play clock down to 6. Blanco drops back, has a little bit of pressure to him, but he finds his target, Barney Burner, with a nice out route to get 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Actually feels like more than the last couple of drive woes, as they were also scoreless in the second quarter to end the first half. They are still scoreless in this half as well, and any points will do, but a touchdown is much needed.
Remember, Blanco, forward passes only. I'm saying this as a Vancouver fan. Right up the gut to Tino Sosa, the way wide open space. Good gap work from the offensive line to get that first down for San Jose. And this is what they need to do, I think. They just need to give Tino Sosa a little bit more love, and that's going to open up some holes in the defense for Blanco to throw to his receivers.
This time the hole was open for Sosa, so they took advantage. They lined up in split twins here, chance to run to the right side or a pass to the right side.
And they're going to go with a quick pass here, and it is forward to Sunseri over the defender. And that is what you like to see as a San Jose fan. Gets a nice 8-yard catch, 2nd and 2.
I mean, that being in the same team in the major leagues, that Blanco Sunseri connection, you know, wouldn't be surprised if that goes well. It did go well that last time. It was for 8 yards.
And Sunseri was really starting to show himself over the last couple weeks of the season for Vancouver. Him and Zoro Lunar as well. Vancouver player doing great work near that second half of the season. Handoff to Tino Sosa, and he's got some space on the right side, just following a path that the San Jose offense is giving him, and that's going to be a nice 10 yards once again, first down.
Good running there. He actually pushes his own blocker to the side as the blocker was in the way, and running out of bounds, saving some clock for them. They'll need every second in this ball game.
Yeah, and every second is going to be necessary for San Jose. 2 scores, it might be the most dangerous lead of the game for the team ahead, but it's also very dangerous for the team behind as well. It all depends on how you're going to bring it as they hand it off once again to Sosa, and he's going to get 4 yards out of it. And there it is, that love for Sosa, and it's going to open up some space. San Jose hopes for Blanco to throw the ball.
I believe Sosa's already over 100 yards rushing this game. Is a very solid outing so far tonight.
I'm going to go heavy here. It's almost a goal line formation for San Jose on 2nd down. And again, another handoff to Sosa. He's going to gain a couple of yards. It's about 3 or 4 to set up 3rd and 3. And it's going to be decision time on what San Jose wants to do here. It's a short down situation. I would say our playbook's wide open, well, except for the one play.
Yep, except for the one play.
They're going to do 2 receivers. It's going to be a single back. Over to Sosa once again, and the San Jose defense was ready this time as Casper Haddock is the guy to get Sosa down. and it's going to force San Jose into a punting situation.
Good defense by Chicago, capped off by Casper Haddock. You mentioned his tackling, but his presence as well in the middle, holding that part of the field down. The patience as well to stay there and then make the tackle was impressive.
Yeah, and I would say the linebacker is probably one of the most underappreciated and underrated positions in football as Chicago fair catches it at the 20-yard line. And there's got to be more love to the linebackers. And that's why, guys like Sabo Kanan and Aaron Gooden did such fantastic work, but yet haven't been in talks from what I've seen this season as potential defensive player of the season. For the league, the major league there. But going back to this game here, Chicago finds themselves at the 20-yard line and really want to break this lead wide open in front of their home crowd. Under 2 minutes left, they're going to hand this football to Isaac Knox, who has been a workhorse through these last 2 quarters. Has really had this ball fed to him, and he's going to gift them another 6 yards.
Yeah, workhorse definitely is a good descriptor as he has been carrying a bulk of the touches, of the yards, and of the touchdowns.
And another toss to the left side for Knox, and they're going to have 4 defenders. That San Jose defense definitely needs to key in on Knox, and that is how you do it. But it's another 2-yard gain for Chicago to set up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, a new first down here would be very good for Chicago as it'll keep the clock burning and move their chains forward. And lots of good things for them with the first down.
And you have to think that's the mentality for Chicago at this point. Shed the clock, give San Jose as little chance as possible, even in this 3rd quarter, as they hand it off to their backup, James. And he's going to get Smith, apologies on the name, as he gets a first down as Knox gets himself a little bit of a breather. But he's back out in the field here on this first down. Trips left. Is your formation, excuse me. Defender shifting a little bit here as they're going to bring a little bit of pressure to Petty as he throws a little bit low, but still manages to find McCringleberry on the pass. 3 yards. They'll still take it. 2nd and 7.
It's a nice catch by McCringleberry despite the under or less than ideal pass. But Petty as well receiving some nice protection as the defense couldn't even come close to him.
Yeah, that's the protection you need when you're 6 of 16 so far. But he's got pressure all around him, and San Jose will get to him. Pressure from all sides, left, right, and in front of him. And that just felt like an inevitability.
Yikes. Yep, that was some good, not really route running, but running in general by the defense. Pressure on that edge, open up a hole in the middle, and that was just a nice sack. Dylan Petty goes down, and that yardage gain earlier was erased essentially.
Another update from Philadelphia. They have a 4-point lead, 24-20, halfway through the 3rd quarter. And Darcius Iniguez just had a kick return for a touchdown earlier. Petty with plenty of space, plenty of no pressure whatsoever. And that's how he finds his receiver, Tyler Gregory, the big man, to get a first down.
And that's the difference between giving him time and giving him no time. When he does have enough time to operate there in the pocket, he will make the right decision. And of course, it's an easy decision to make. You have a 6'7" target, throw it to the tight end.
Yeah, and that's that. For any Mike Daggs lovers out there, just like him, hashtag throw it to the tight end. You're going to have one extra fan, at least in your fan base, because they're going to move Gregory over to the right side. And they're going to hand the ball off to the left for Knox, and he's going to shut off a tackle once again. And again, he shuts off a tackle. Got plenty of space on that left side. Are we going to see 4 touchdowns from Isaac Knox? No, he gets stuffed right at the 1. Herring gets right at him, and it was the last defender. 1 yard short, but Chicago's still going to take that 1st and goal.
Wow. Beautiful blocking on that left side, making it a 1-on-1 it was Knox versus one cornerback, and he's gonna destroy that matchup any day of the week. Breaks an extra tackle upfield, and then it was just burners.
What a way to end the third quarter for Chicago. A huge run from Isaac Knox. They have a 2-score lead now at home, 28-14. This is the SFLm on YouTube. Brett Sahlberg, Mark the Stuff Lopez alongside me in the broadcast booth. Chicago has all the momentum here moving forward in the start of this fourth quarter at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. They're going to toss it to Knox. They want to give him 4 touchdowns, but San Jose says not this time as he gets stuffed right at the line. Great work from the San Jose defense.
And that was the attack down the middle. They knew it was coming down the middle, and they had the people down the middle, and so good tackling right there.
And again, 6 on the line, but it's going to be no avail for San Jose. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns for Isaac Knox. Brings it a 3-score lead for Chicago. The fans are going crazy.
That is the 3rd time they ran that play. A toss to the outside out of a heavy goal line set, and then a pulling guard, and then it was just a red carpet. That's the 3rd red carpet rolled out for Isaac Knox. Pretty much it's just strutting that. It's like strolling down the park for him at that point.
And brings that deficit even more insurmountable for San Jose as Hudson James again kind of shanks it a little bit left, but didn't have a lot of field to work with. That extra point is good. Now 35-14, Chicago starting to run away with this early in the fourth quarter. APM is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Booming kick from Hudson James that sends it all the way to the goal line. And a shed to tackle from Curtis will get him a little bit further ahead here. Starting at the 28-yard line will be San Jose's offense. And if you're San Jose, Mark, what's the plan here? Do you continue passing the ball with Austin Blanco, or do you see what Tino Sosa gives you?
I mean, time is your enemy here, so passing might be what they need to do, but it's a tough call because Sosa has been so good on the ground. But it's a case of they have to rely on Blanco. They're gonna have to rely on his arm quick passing to get this done.
And they're gonna start off with a single back twin set as they go to Sosa on 1st down, and the defense ready for Sosa. Nice tackle to get 1 yard out of Sosa.
And that's what I'm saying. That although Sosa was good, tonight, it'll only be 1 tackle, and suddenly, the time keeps dripping down, slipping from your fingers. They line up with a 1 receiver set between the backfield, and they might just hand this off. They will.
They did have 2 tight ends as well. Maybe try to misdirect them and throw it to a tight end, but they're going to give it to Sosa 1 more time. Going to get 7 yards after a bruising push forward. And I kind of agree with you, Mark. Time is of the essence. We're just under 9 minutes now left in this game. And San Jose's down 3 full scores. They need to find, magic in a bottle at this point, because ever since that first quarter, they've been kind of dull. And there's one of the reasons why. The defense of Chicago has stepped up big time, led by Stuart Gotts, who gets that key tackle for loss. 4th down very quickly for San Jose.
He was in the backfield before the ball was even pitched. He was just on point, on the money, had all the answers to the quiz, and the answer was a tackle for loss.
And it was rough going for Barney Burner. He was the intended blocker for Gotts. My names are starting to get out of my head for some reason, but it just didn't work for him as McGee gets the return. And there you see a little bit of an example of how fast McGee can get. He turned that essentially punt that was well covered and got a nice 6-7 yards out of it. Great work from McGee.
Yep, that'll also help them. Aside from the field advantage, being an extra few yards closer means they have a chance to get themselves in scoring position easier. So many good things out of that punt. Chicago looking to twist the knife that's already deep in there.
Yeah, and it might not be a sack earlier on. The TFL is just as good as a sack for a lot of these coordinators' minds. Another toss to Isaac Knox, who has been just an absolute dynamo in this game. You could say so many good things about Knox's game that, shines so bright for the Chicago offense that when you saw it earlier before the season started, you think maybe Chicago's offense will be more pass heavy, but Isaac Knox is kind of proving to them that they can be a dual threat. They only get 2 yards out of that delayed handoff, but nonetheless, Isaac Knox is a star.
He sure is. He is going to be my player of the game. So game's far from over, but he is playing like the player of the game already.
Easily over 150 yards of rushing for Knox, and it's probably the best performing running back so far out of the 3 games. I would even say the 4 games on our later block here as well, between Albuquerque and Philadelphia. I'll have to see the stat sheet for that. Play fake for Petty. He's got plenty of time to look through. Decides to dump it off to Knox. Sheds a tackle, sheds a second one. Great work from Isaac Knox to get back to the line of scrimmage and get extra yardage out of that after San Jose really brought the house to him. 4th and 2.
They sure did bring the house. That was almost a 2-yard loss, but Knox makes it a 4th and 2, making something out of nothing. Thankfully for San Jose, they make it a stop, they make it a punt, and they'll get a chance to score points again. Fingers crossed. It is the 4th quarter. They have been scoreless 2 quarters in a row. It's tough sledding for this offense.
Yeah, really stifled by the Chicago defense. They get a fair catch at the 32-yard line. And at this point, 6.5 minutes left in this game. You got to get 3 touchdowns. It's no time to be pretty anymore. It's time to sling that ball deep if I'm San Jose. And they have a decent formation to do with that. 3 receivers, 1 tight end on the offset. They've got Sosa behind. They're going to move that tight end from right to left. That's going to be James Jennings, 6'6", 250. Key in on him if he's going to have a route. 5 on the play clock, and they are going to snap it. And they're going to go to Sunseri on a quick pass. 6 yards. It's worked for them so far in this game, but 6 yards may not cut it if they want to keep moving forward. 2nd and 4.
Nice catch by Sunseri, but I'm surprised he cut to the inside. He had so much room provided by the corner there, and the left side could have actually cut up or upwards or outside for more yards, but it is still a positive gain for them.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. If you cut a little bit more inside, maybe would have gotten a quick first down. Quick handoff to Sosa. That's going to be stopped by the defense again. The Chicago defense has really turned things up on that run game and given Sosa a tough time. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Sosa had a solid first quarter, but he has been kept in check, and they're forced to line up in bunch here and throw out of this.
Trips bunch, and they're going to move Barney Burner to maybe balance things out to that left side. He's an inside slot man. Blanco drops back, trying to find, looked to be Tarantino on that left side, and it was well covered by the defender. Great work from Chicago secondary to really answer the call in this second half. 4th and 6.
They're going to punt it here. Most people definitely say punt here, but I mean, given the time, it is really hard to say you can justify going for it, but it's rough.
Yeah, it's really tough to tell at this point. And booming hit to McGee from the special teams player. Got a flag down on the field. Might be potential clipping from Chicago's return or special teams unit. That might be setting them back, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Charge to 95, and Chicago, for the first time in a while, is going to start very deep in their own territory.
Yeah, the last time they started this deep was that
Oh boy.
interception. But oh, what a hit! Yeah, no.
Yeah, a little bit careless. You're about 15 yards away from the play, and you kind of give a shove to the back of the special teams unit player, and just it's something you can't do. It's one of those disciplinary plays that you just need to talk to your player and just say, hey, you can't be doing that. But nonetheless, Chicago with the 21-point lead at the 12-yard line. Toss play to the right for Knox. He sheds off a tackler, but the defense that's Herring. There's two 20s out there, unfortunately, so it's going to be crossing, numbers at this point. I got to look at the gear on these players. Gets the tackle for 2 yards.
We're gonna get a heavy diet of Knox the rest of the way. We just gotta keep bleeding this clock dry.
And he already had 20 carries in the first half. Do you think he's going to get to 40 after all this? There's another one to Knox, and he has plenty of space on that left side. Quick and easy first down after getting stifled. Isaac Knox. How many more superlatives do we need to say about this man tonight?
Probably more, but he's just too good. This newcomer showing his stuff in his first game. I mean, maybe part of it too is San Jose not game planning for that type of play. To your point, maybe expecting heavy passing game, especially with Henry McGee and the wide receiver core. But Knox really said, "I am the player to watch out for."
Yeah, I am the guy. Henry McGee might be, the focus player, but I'm gonna show my stripes for the city of Chicago, the Windy City here, and make these fans happy for this grit and grind kind of offense, which they love to see. Another shedded tackle for Isaac Knox, and another one spins around. He's jumping over defenders. He's playing Cirque du Soleil out there. He's amazing.
The man of wonder, because if you're wondering what's going on here, it's all as Isaac Knox making fools out of this defense, and what an individual effort, staying upright. So breaks one tackle, stays upright as he gets hit here, spins, still up, jumps over a defender. Actually, he jumps over his teammate, and then gets pushed out of bounds. What a feat! What an individual player.
A few seasons ago, with Tyler Falk as my broadcast partner, when Ivory Irvin had one of the more fancy kick returns, I called it the Ivory Irvin hoedown. But this one might be the Isaac Knox hoedown as he's stepping to and fro, getting that first down. Great work from Isaac Knox. And they're going to hand it off to Smith, who's going to get another 4 yards, another breather for Knox. Well-deserved. He's got to be close to 200 yards at this point, Isaac Knox.
He looks to be very close. But how about Smith cutting in and out there on that, that inside run, picking up 4 yards? I think that's Knox back there already.
Kind of proving that Chicago's run game is something to not mess with moving forward. As the clock keeps on ticking down, this is masterful work from the Chicago Warrior offense to really shed this clock. We're under 4 minutes left in this game as they hand it off to Knox again, and he's going to, he pushes himself forward as much as he can, but cannot get the first down. It's going to be 3rd and inches after a tough run.
Well, Dylan Petty, if you want a chance at getting a quarterback run, the sneak here might be the chance, but I don't think that's in the playbook. That would have been your chance, though.
Been tough sledding for the San Jose defense to keep Isaac Knox in check, and they're going to have to do it one more time as they go with Chicago's favored formation so far in short down scenarios. We've seen this at the goal line 3 times that led to Knox touchdowns, and there you see the open path on the left side that gets Knox that first down and then some. And you talk about a guy who's 6'3" and is more agile than most 5'11" athletes, just easily getting those first downs. Just amazing work from TJ Harper, John Fullerton, Ty Patak to get that offense going around Isaac Knox tonight to really stifle San Jose.
Yeah, he's definitely a problem. Scored or run probably already over 200 yards. Right there, 237 yards. 6.8 average. That is crazy good.
There's some players in the major leagues that dream of having nearly 7 yards per carry, and I'm including guys like Hall of Famer T. Roy Gaines, and he got about 5 or 6 yards per carry this season. He won at 7.
There you go.
Isaac Knox, one more time, make that 5. 5 like Baltimore's title wins in the last 7 seasons. Isaac Knox gets himself his 5th touchdown of the game. Older brother Caleb Giffis has to be so proud of his brother. Amazing work from Knox, amazing work from Chicago.
You talk to the hand, because that's how many touchdowns he has tonight. One for each finger, and what an outing, what a devastation delivered by Knox and company.
It's just been a masterclass of running down the field for Chicago. Once they found what their strength was going to be tonight, they brought that baby to San Jose, and the Flight have had zero answer for it. 42-14 with 2:09 left to go. You won't have to wait a week for more SFL action. Week 2 kicks off Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern with Philadelphia and Lexington and Chicago-Pittsburgh. Wow, that's going to be a fun matchup, Chicago-Pittsburgh. In the late window, Nashville hosts Albuquerque, and Bossier City plays his first home game in Alabama against San Jose. Friday, December 1st, SFLm action is back. Another deep kick off is going to be returned, and Looker has had a lot of looks on that kick returns, hasn't had anything special yet. And now, at this point, with 2:05 left in this game, it's got to be about pride for San Jose's offense.
Absolutely. Any points here? Any points would be much welcome, as they have had a drought of scoring, since the first quarter.
They're going to bring the Heat 5 receivers. I say, why not at this point? Bring in the house if you'd like. But they're going to pass it with Blanco, and he's got the arm for it. Deep drop. They're going to go with a quick pass, deflect it off. They were looking for Burner, but incomplete. 2nd and 10.
They're going to go for it. I think it would be nice to see them get to the end zone in this drive. They're going to want to push it, though. Every single down counts. It's going to be 4th down territory all over the place.
I stole the words right from my mouth. I was going to say 4 down territory. This is going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning. 5-step drop's going to find Lloyd wide open down the middle. And for the first time in a while, that's a deep throw from Blanco that gets caught by their speedster and Lloyd. And that's a great way to get to the 2-minute warning for San Jose. And it makes it official. 2-minute warning. Chicago, 120 seconds away from their first victory in SFLm franchise history. We'll be back in just a few seconds here in Chicago. Brett Sahlberg, stat sheet stuffer, Lopez with me on in the booth. Chicago masterclass running work has gotten them to a big lead here, but San Jose trying to find their work a little bit here as Blanco overthrows Burner on that out route. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. Moving forward throughout the weeks, we'll see how San Jose adjusts offensively. There are sparks of good things there, and I already see one improvement is just basically taking out that swing pass. That didn't work at all for them.
No, it just seemed to be unfortunate. I don't think Tino Sosa's ready for those catches on the swing pass, especially from behind. Nice throw and catch to Barney Burner, and they're going to call a timeout. They're going to use as much clock as they possibly can. And, moving forward, San Jose is going to have a tough matchup against a defensively sound Bossier City squad who just narrowly lost to Pittsburgh. Like you saw earlier, if you've been watching the SFLm tonight, lost by a field goal after a 4th and goal situation with 4 seconds left led to a pass interference. They're going to be hungry to get that win, especially at home. So San Jose is going to have to turn things around quickly. As for Chicago, again, we talked about that Chicago-Pittsburgh matchup. That's going to be a wild one. Two big cities, two big markets, two huge ownership groups that are well known in the league. We talk about the Meners, and we're talking about that Seattle trio. That's going to be a fun matchup. 2nd and 10. They have receivers out, and quickly gets hit. And we haven't seen that a lot from Chicago's defense. I think that's only the 2nd time in this game, but it just stamping more and more approvals of Chicago's performance in this game as they set San Jose further back. These team names have gotten worse for me as the game has started to end here. They had trips to the left, but they're going to move Barney Burner over to the right side here. Make this a quads formation almost. Blanco to drop back. Finds Sunseri as a defender pushes him forward. That looked to be Ryan Cook that pushed him forward to get 4th and inches. And like you said, 4-down territory. No doubt in my mind they should go for it.
The question is how they're going to go for it. I mean, this at 4th and inches, you gotta, you know, running would be ideal, but without time at their side, I'm not surprised they're going for the pass here.
And they've used all 3 timeouts at this point, so any clock that they use is going to be what's left. One-handed catch from Sunseri, and they're going to go hurry up at this point. They've got not a lot of time left, 87 seconds left on the clock. Another drop back, quick pass this time to Lloyd as he's going to try to get himself through out of bounds, and he does. Gets 2 yards, stops the clock at 1:22, and this is a 2-minute drill that San Jose wants to do, try to fine-tune their work before this game ends.
I know you already handed out the nice hands catch of the game, but Chris Sunseri making his own nice hands catch for San Jose Flight's side of the ball. What a catch there earlier.
Another drop back for Blanco as it's deflected and intercepted. Stuart Gotts puts a cap to his fantastic night, covering Tino Sosa, gets himself an interception, and that's got to be the game.
Yep, that's got to be it. It has been an incredible defensive stand by Chicago, who after allowing 14 first-quarter points, keep them scoreless through 3.
Man, that's a huge sentiment to Chicago's defense, and that's surprisingly enough. That was Blanco's first interception of the game as well. He stayed fairly clean. That was his 2nd interception. I totally forgot about the defensive end interception. That felt like a fumble,
right,
in my eyes because of that the one play that didn't work for 3 times in a row. And now as they start to knee it down in victory formation, the Chicago fans are so excited, so happy to get their first win. I'm more than sure the players are excited to get this first game out for them. And you have to think for both teams, there's some things to work on. But for Chicago, it is celebration time up until Friday where they go to Pittsburgh. That's good. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but that one is going to be so fun. And look at this. They're going to give one more run to Isaac Knox here, maybe trying to get him to this 40 carries in this game. That's very Charlie Boletsky-esque, I would say, to get him to just keep feeding him the ball. But nonetheless, you know, it works because Florida won the SFL championship, and one of the reasons why was because of Boletsky. But Isaac Knox will cap it off with a 1-yard gain to finish this contest between 2 great franchises. San Jose has a storied history with the SFLm. For them, just shrug this off, get the dust off your shoulders, and focus on Bossier City as time now ticks to 000 in Chicago. Celebration time for the Warriors as they prevail in this matchup, 42-14. Mark, there's only one way to say it. Isaac Knox was the key to this game.
He was absolutely the key to this game, the player to this game. He deserves all the honors tonight, all the stars or whatever awards you want to give him. But I'm going to give my special mentions of the evening. Well, probably one has got to be Stuart Gotts on the defense for the Chicago Warriors. He was incredible in all levels of game, and tackling behind the line of scrimmage, getting a sack. I think he had 1 sec at the end there. He the one interception, and this one interception to end the game. Gott was just all over the field against San Jose. He was incredible defensively, and you know, those are my players of the game essentially.
Yeah, 37 carries officially, 265, and 5 touchdowns for Isaac Knox. What a fantastic performance. And like you said earlier, 3 scoreless quarters for San Jose really put the nails in the coffin for the flight. Fantastic work from the Chicago defense, fantastic work all around. And look at the discrepancy in yards. That is a huge thing. 439 yards. I think that's the first 400-yard performance by any SFLm team so far in this campaign. But that does it for us here in Chicago, Illinois. For Mark Lopez, right beside me in the booth, and for producer and commissioner extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, my name is Brett Sahlberg, and I wish you all a bidu.